Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. If you're new to the channel, my name's Lucas, and we are sharing our hobbies here on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And today, we have some MechMaxx wood chippers to share with you. Now, if you've been following our channel, you know we've been working hard on setting up our Woodyard, and we're really excited about how it's coming along. We cleared this area out, took down several trees, and kind of opened up a spot where we can process trees, cut them into logs, use the slabs to turn it into firewood, use the brush to turn it into mulch. And so the whole operation is going to take place right here in this woodyard that we're building. To support us in that endeavor, MechMaxx has sponsored our channel and sent us several products that we can use in that, which starts with the MechMaxx sawmill, which you guys have seen. We're loving it. We've milled several logs on it and it's going great. And today what I have to share with you is a couple of their offerings in the wood chipper line. We have a homeowner grade wood chipper here. This is a 7-horse wood chipper that will do up to 2-inch limbs and brush. And this is a perfect wood chipper for a residential homeowner that has small limbs that fall during storms and things like that. Very affordable. You can check out the MechMaxx website for the pricing because it varies, but anywhere from $500 to $600 is about the range where this wood chipper is starting. So it's affordable. It seems to be doing a fantastic job. We're going to demonstrate that to you today as we pull out some of the smaller brush. We'll run it through the small wood chipper so you can get an idea of how it's running. On the other hand, if you have a pretty large farm or even a lawn care maintenance business or something like that, this is closer to your commercial grade wood chipper here. It is a 15-horse electric start 6-inch wood chipper. It has a big drum chipper and it will chip up to 6-inch material. So pretty much all of the brush that we have here, we should be able to run through this chipper, and we're going to find that out today. We are really excited to have these products to work with in our wood yard here, and if you are interested in picking up a MechMaxx product, go to MechMaxx.com by clicking on the specific link I have down in my description, and not only will it let them know that our videos are working and sending people to their website, but also you can use the discount code Lucas 5% off to save 5% on your purchase. So you can save yourself several $100s in some instances, depending on what you're buying. So be sure and support us and support MechMaxx and check that out. We are going to fire these up and get them running, get them warmed up, and then we're going to start cleaning up this brush that I piled around the edges of the wood yard. Hopefully we can make it look nicer around here because I have a lot of brush piled kind of all the way around this area that we cleared off. And as I get time, I'm just going to work my way through that. And today it's really, really muddy, and I cannot believe I got this machine towed up the hill in this mud. Not only did we almost not make it because it was so slick, but it didn't even get it all dirty. So kudos to the Kubota Sidekick for pulling that off. And if you're a Kubota owner, you can't beat the color they chose for this 6-inch P4206 wood chipper. Fantastic. All right, let's get these fired up and then we'll show you what they're made of. Now, a couple of items of note. I'll be wearing my MechMaxx safety glasses, and I also have noise canceling earbuds that I wear when I'm doing this kind of work. And probably won't get Caden too involved in this whole wood chipping thing just because they're a little bit scary to me. Now, these have lots of nice safety features, which we'll go over as we get into this, but still, I don't think it's something a 9-year-old really needs to be running. on it, scrap strips, and it just eats them up. Trees like this. So I'm really impressed with how this pulls the material in. It's not a hydraulic infeed or anything like that, but it still works really well, feeding itself. And it also has a built-in, like a safety, so you can see what size of material you can fit in there, but also you got to stop for your hand so you don't get anywhere near reaching all the way down there where it's doing the chipping. Now we're going to go ahead and see what she's made of, because I think this is about as big as you can handle. We did kill it, but it was doing really well. Okay, so that great big stick, actually, it did kill it, but here's why. Because our basket nearly filled up, and it's got a kill switch. That it pushed the basket forward, and there's a safety switch right here. That shut the engine off. I got just a few more sticks that I want to chip, and then I'll show you up close how all this works. So, got her emptied out, ready to go now. All right, guys, so there is your 7 horsepower homeowner grade MechMaxx 2-inch wood chipper. I think it does everything you could ask for in a 2-inch wood chipper. It's got some really cool features to it, and it's doing a great job. I'll bring you over here and kind of show you some of the safety features. These are also things you're going to need to know when you get ready to run your chipper for the first time, because they can cause a no start condition if you're not aware of these. So first of all, you've got a switch right here on the front of this. Now you can adjust it to where it engages the switch when this basket is closed. There's a strong magnet on the front of this. Did you touch the exhaust? You all right? Let me see. Did it burn you?
No.
Okay. See that there where it says hot? Is it hot? The one safety feature is the exhaust pipe says hot across the top, so you should read that. Right, Caden? But the basket has a strong magnet across the front to hold that closed. But what I noticed there was once it got full, when I fed that really big stick through and it kind of finished filling this up, it popped this basket open, and then the engine wouldn't start, and I was like, why won't it start? And then I realized that this was disengaged. So that's one thing. You need to make sure that that's engaged if your engine's not firing. You also have another safety switch that is on the chipper opening right here. It's right down here, and that's to make sure that this is on here, because you have an exposed blade right here if this was off of here. You don't want to run your engine without this on here. That would be a disaster. These are where your 2 safety switches hook up, and that's what engages those. You've got your shut-off switch right here. I've noticed that these engines like to be started on choke. Even when they're warm, it seems like they start in one pull if you have the choke on and then turn it off right away. So you got your choke right there, engaged that direction, off this direction. You can turn your fuel off when you're done running it. And we're gonna stop on this one now and switch over.
I want to do it.
Well, I don't really want you to run these, buddy, because they're pretty dangerous. So we're gonna leave that to me today. We're gonna switch over to the 6-inch chipper, and we'll see what kind of damage we can do with that. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. We'll kind of go ahead and go through the safety features of this one since Caden's over here, and I want to explain it to him.
Look at this blade.
But if you look down in there, you can see the blade down in there in the big drum. Pretty cool setup. Also pretty scary. So you've got a safety stop right here. So this is just a shut-off switch. And let's say you're feeding a big branch into this, and a branch gets behind you and starts pushing you in here, and you can't get stopped. when you hit this, it's going to shut the engine off. So that's one thing. Now the next one is you have your own emergency stop right here, and to disengage this, you have to twist it. So it's not like a pull-up thing. So here is one thing you need to be aware of with this safety switch. If you purchase this machine and it won't start, well, if you come over here and you pull up on it and you think, oh, well, it's disengaged because it won't pull up, you would be wrong. You have to twist it. See the little arrows on it. So you have to twist this to disengage it, and then it pops up. All right, so you have those two safety switches right there. You also have safety switches on these. So pull that open. Now push it closed. You hear the click? Yeah, so that's a safety switch on that one. And you have the same thing on this one. So if these are not closed, then the engine will not fire. So you can crank and crank and it won't start. So all total, on this machine you have 4 safety switches, and they're all hooked in right here. That's how that works. Now, it's electric start, so let's... It'll start when you pull it, but... So, pretty sweet setup, and it's got a battery in a nice little protected metal cage down below there that's hooked into all this. So we got that going. Now, Caden, step back from that, okay? Step back from that. All right, we got her cranked up. I just realized I never put on my safety glasses. We're going to open this up and take a look at things, kind of give you an idea of the blades inside here. And honestly, even though the switch is turned off, power's turned off and all that, I don't even like touching it. So I'll spin it with a stick. But you can see the blades there, and they're replaceable. So pretty sweet setup. All right, let's close it up and do a little more mulching. All right, guys, well, this thing is eating up the brush, and I'm loving it. The wood chips are fantastic. This is going to be great for getting rid of the mud here around the sawmill. Not to mention, I needed to build up this end where so I can reach the handle a little better. So that's working out great. What I am learning is that if I want to be able to totally clean up a brush pile, then when I limb out trees and make my brush piles, I definitely have to think more about cutting brush in a way that it will feed into the machine better, because, you know, I would just lop off entire limbs that are pointing out every direction, and it's hard physically to feed those into the machine that way. You need to kind of cut each limb individually, and that way they can feed straight into the machine. And once I do that, this machine will be much more efficient. Right now, it has to kind of struggle to pull them in because I left the limbs so big. So that's something I'll learn in using this, but it's definitely doing a good job. It runs good, it starts easy, pretty cool. I've never had a wood chipper before, so this is all new experience to me, and I'm just figuring out how to use it and everything, so. Now, I threw that monster beam in there, which is not necessarily what you want to be chipping, just for abuse purposes, to show what it's capable of. And what you run into is it will chip it, and it seems to do pretty good, but without a hydraulic infeed, it won't pull them all the way down in there. So you kind of run out of ability to chip, because we still have a partial log inside of here. Now shut down the machine so that I can open it up and pull that out and kind of show you what we got and why. So the way this drum is made, it'll wedge off the end of your stick. Now you can spin it around and get it to cut and get it to go further and further, kind of like what I was doing. But there reaches a point down in there where, you know, you can't get it to pull it the rest of the way in. So just know the capabilities of that. Now you may have tricks, you know, and be able to feed other branches in to get it to pull it down and things like that to get them through. But you know, this is a good size log. Normally a log like this I'm going to be saving for firewood anyway, so that's not so much the issue here. I just kind of was chipping that for the sake of showing that the machine can handle it. Now also the blades seem to have held up well, no issues there. And we got a lot of chips with just a little bit of chipping. And the last test I'm going to do is, I've been up here milling the rest of the day, and I've got a few scraps that are left over that are not really big enough for firewood, not really good for anything else. So we'll throw those last few scraps in the chipper. We should have kind of everything cleaned up full circle by adding this wood chipper to the mix. And that right there is why I am really happy to be working with MechMaxx. We have our whole setup here just going fantastic. Now we can mill a log, and once we have the slabs off of it, we throw those slabs on our slab table, cut them into firewood. Now we have all 16-inch firewood laying on top of the table. I don't have to pick it up off of the ground. And then we mill, and you end up with a few little scraps of wood that aren't big enough for firewood, might make decent kindling, or they make great wood chips to cover the mud. MechMaxx makes a pretty capable machine, and I am happy to have these here in the Woodyard. I appreciate them working with us here on Peaks Peak Hobby Homestead, and I appreciate you supporting our channel, watching some of these product reviews and seeing what we're into in our Woodyard and all that. We are able to do this because you guys support us and watch our videos, and we thank you for that. So guys, until next time, get out and enjoy God's creation. It's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.